College Football 26 set to come out this next July. I'm already starting to get excited for what changes we might expect from EA and starting to kind of brainstorm what I want to see done with this game. And one of the biggest areas of improvement that I can see is with recruiting in Dynasty mode of College Football 26. Hey everyone, this is Connor from the Game House. I'm here today to walk through the changes that I am hoping that are coming to College Football 26 to improve recruiting, to make it more immersive. Some creative ideas I have that I think could help go a long way. This is a game that College Football 25 rather, is a game that I've played almost every day. I love Dynasty mode. I always have, even since I was a kid. So I have a lot of thoughts about what they can do with recruiting. I'm also just a big fan of the sport in general. So let's get right into it. So let's start off with NIL. So, in College Football 25, we have the transfer portal. It's kind of this really bare bones way of doing an extra layer of recruiting and transferring at the end of each season that really only happens if a player is dissatisfied with their current school. So if they have a grade requirement that you're not meeting for whatever reason because of what happened during the season, they get frustrated with you and want to transfer. And that's really the only way that NIL is mentioned or activated in College Football 25. But it is such a core part of the current landscape in college football that I really feel like there's a ton that they can do with it in College Football 26. So, a few ideas for this. So number one, I think you could incorporate a hypothetical set of boosters for each university to kind of reflect the realism of what's going on in the sport, and maybe even add a negotiator skill tree to the coaching skill tree set. Maybe this is either a fourth tree, kind of by itself, branching off of the the ways you can build recruiting out currently, improving as a trainer, or kind of increasing your team's skill during the game. Or this could just be a branch off of the recruiter skill tree where, yes, I want to be good at recruiting players, but I also want to be good at negotiating for larger NIL boosts that can give us an advantage in the transfer portal, right? Because that seems like it would be a realistic measure of a coach's kind of success, is their ability to bring in high-profile transfers. Kind of along the same line, I think you could have coaches linked to players. So think of this last offseason, you have John Mateer coming to OU from Washington State because of his offensive coordinator, Ben Arbuckle, coming along as well. So how cool would it be in College Football 26 if you could recruit a coach, and maybe as you're going to do your offseason coaching hires and look at the different candidates, maybe each candidate has a linked few players attached to them, where if you're able to hire that coach, you either get that player outright, or you have a much higher chance of convincing that player to transfer to your university. I think that, again, would really reflect what's happening in college football. You very much have these players packaged with coaches coming along to schools, and I would love to see that in College Football 26. I also think a third thing with NIL you could add would be to make it even more challenging for smaller schools to pull off massive rebuilds, something that I know a lot of players love to do and that I personally love to do on Dynasty mode. Is you take that 1 or 2 star school and you turn them into a juggernaut over the course of a few years, right? However, in the real college football landscape, if you had a small school do that well, you would have a massive percentage of those players jump ship and transfer to a larger school. This would be I could see this being like a slider you could toggle on or off, where, with this slider on, maybe, or this setting on, you have realistic poaching that happens from your university. So you would have to really fight hard to keep your talented players at that small school. Just, again, adding another layer of challenge, which I know most players are looking for at this point in the game, to the Dynasty process. One area I also want to see more is giving us more dialogue and interaction with recruits. So let's say you have a huge visit scheduled where it's a rivalry week, you have 4 recruits coming, and if you're able to get that win, it can mean a ton for your program. You're able to bring these really important players in, maybe one is a future quarterback you're looking at. This feels like it really should be a massive moment in college football's Dynasty mode that really doesn't feel actualized. But what if you could look out into the crowd, or maybe even on the sidelines, and see these recruits standing there, maybe just in their, regular street clothes, talking to assistant coaches, talking to boosters on the sidelines, in the stands with students, whatever it might be, and then maybe even give us a chance to have a dialogue with them. That seems like it would make those moments so much more impactful and really help to give the recruiting cycle some life. Again, just giving us more opportunities to interact with players and recruits seems like a great way to make this more immersive and rewarding in college football 26. In its current state, the process just seems a bit too methodical. You plug in your hours each week, you do a little bit of scouting, you make sure you don't need to switch from send the house to hard sell because of certain grades, right? That's really all there is in recruiting right now, where it would be so great to give this more life, to make it more personable, all of that in college football 26. And the last thing is, I really think that pageantry and marketing need their spotlight in college football 26 as it pertains to recruiting. These are huge elements of the recruiting process now. I mean, think about the social media posts you see of the signed, just or committed or whatever it might be. In particular with the schools that are putting more of an emphasis on this, like Colorado, who they're making the commitment to Colorado a massive thing for the players, their families, all of that. And there's NIL linked to that. There's a lot of factors linked to that. But, in college football 25, outside of a player being a football influencer on the recruiting board, there really isn't much mention of marketing activation. There's no signing days, like I mentioned, social media posts. These are all things that these high schoolers are so excited about with committing to a university, and I really would love to see that reflected in the game in college football 26. But all in all, I just want this process to feel a lot more alive, and I think that is something that developers have heard. Hopefully they are able to take some action on it, but recruiting in college football 25 just didn't feel like it quite got the job done. It's a process that I felt like I got exhausted with, and oftentimes when I was deciding what coach to build, I wouldn't really want to build a recruiter coach because I found there'd be more satisfaction in getting really good training results or just seeing my players overall raise in game versus just going after the kind of top recruits year after year after year and rinse and repeat doing the same thing. So hopefully we can see some of these changes added in recruiting in Dynasty mode in college football 26. Let us know in the comments what other changes you all would like to see. This is certainly not all of the changes I would want made, but these are at least a few that I would love to see in college football 26. Let us know what you think, and stick around for more college football 26 videos like this one here at the Game House. We're going to be making a lot more of them over the next few months and plan to cover college football 26 in depth. So if you want to see more content like that or other gaming and sports news, be sure to give us a subscribe and a follow. And like this video rather. We'd love all the support we can get on the channel. And so from our house to yours, we'll see you all next time.